You won't believe that Leonardo DiCaprio, Hollywood's golden boy, once stood face-to-face with names that turned his life into chaos. Behind the cameras, behind the Oscars, there were directors, actors, and producers who didn't just shape his career, they tried to break it. Some ruined projects, some betrayed trust, and others made his journey in Hollywood a living storm. Stay till the end because you won't believe the number one name on this list, the person Leonardo never forgave. 10. Harvey Weinstein. It's impossible to start this list without mentioning the man whose shadow loomed over Hollywood for decades, Harvey Weinstein. For Leonardo, this wasn't just about business. Weinstein was one of the most powerful producers alive, controlling awards, careers, and reputations. When The Aviator was being pushed for the Oscars, Weinstein's influence was everywhere. He demanded control, he pressured studios, and he played politics that Leo despised. While DiCaprio's name was still climbing, Weinstein wanted to own the narrative. And if Leonardo didn't play along, he knew Weinstein could bury a movie before it even hit the box office. The tension grew behind closed doors. Weinstein expected loyalty. Leo refused to bow. And after the scandal that exposed Weinstein years later, insiders whispered that Leonardo felt vindicated because he always knew the man was toxic. He hated Weinstein, not just for the manipulation, but for representing everything corrupt in Hollywood. 9. Russell Crowe. Leonardo and Russell Crowe worked together on Body of Lies. On screen, they were allies. Off screen, a completely different story. Crowe was known for his ego, his temper, and his clashes with co-stars. During filming, Leonardo often found himself drained by Crowe's constant need for dominance. Crowe reportedly dismissed Leo's ideas, belittled his approach, and made the set uncomfortable. While DiCaprio was calm and calculated, Crowe was volatile, and the two personalities never mixed. To this day, Leo avoids working with him again. He once told a close friend, "Working with Crowe felt like sharing the screen with a storm you can't control." That tension turned into dislike and eventually hate. 8. Michael Bay. Leonardo DiCaprio built his career on prestige cinema, layered characters, deep scripts, visionary directors, which is why Michael Bay was everything he hated in Hollywood. Loud explosions, flashy edits, shallow storytelling, the exact opposite of Leo's craft. When Bay once pitched an idea involving DiCaprio for a high-budget action flick, Leo walked out of the meeting unimpressed. He reportedly told his agent, "That's not cinema, that's noise." From that moment, Leo made it clear he would never sell his name to directors who valued box office dollars over substance. For DiCaprio, Bay became the symbol of what he stood against. 7. Jared Leto. This one shocked fans. Leonardo and Jared Leto were both rising stars in the late 90s, but their friendship turned sour. The story goes back to when DiCaprio starred in The Beach. Jared Leto auditioned for the same project, but was pushed aside as Leo got the role. That rivalry never healed. Over the years, their careers often collided, both playing intense, transformative roles. But while Leto leaned into eccentricity, DiCaprio hated the pretentiousness he saw in him. Industry insiders often noted the silent tension between the two. When Leto won his Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club before Leo ever touched the golden statue, people said it left DiCaprio fuming. He didn't show it on stage, but behind the curtain, the wound stayed open. 6. Oliver Stone. Known for his political and controversial films, Oliver Stone once courted DiCaprio for a massive project. But what started as an exciting collaboration turned into chaos. Stone's aggressive directing style clashed with Leo's need for precision and respect. On set, Stone was known to scream, insult, and push his actors to the edge. For some, it worked, but for DiCaprio, it crossed the line. He later told friends he would never put himself in Stone's hands again. The hate wasn't just personal, it was artistic. He believed Stone sacrificed humanity for shock, and for Leo, that was unforgivable. 5. Tom Hardy. This one may surprise you because on screen, they looked unstoppable in The Revenant. But behind the scenes, the cold wasn't the only battle. Tom Hardy's raw, wild energy clashed with Leo's controlled, methodical process. Hardy was unpredictable, sometimes refusing to rehearse, sometimes rewriting lines. At first, Leo admired the chaos, but as filming dragged on, the admiration turned into exhaustion. Crew members revealed the two had heated arguments, not fists, but words that cut deep. They respected each other as actors, but as people, the connection fractured. For DiCaprio, Hardy became a reminder of how destructive talent can be when it refuses discipline. 4. Quentin Tarantino. Yes, even Quentin. Leonardo worked with him on Django Unchained and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And while their collaborations made history, the truth behind the scenes was stormy. Tarantino's directing style, rewriting scripts on the fly, demanding endless takes, and pushing actors to extremes, wore Leo down. On Django, Leo was forced to deliver brutal, racist lines that left him shaken. He begged Tarantino to tone it down. Tarantino refused. While the performance was legendary, DiCaprio admitted privately that he hated being pushed into a role that made him sick to his stomach. He respected Tarantino's genius but hated the man's refusal to bend. Their bond was professional, not personal, and Leo never forgot how much pain those films caused. 3. Mel Gibson. In the early 2000s, DiCaprio was offered a role in a Mel Gibson project, but as Gibson's scandals exploded from public rants to violent behavior, Leo cut all ties. He refused to work with him, no matter the paycheck. Insiders say Leo openly told his team, "My career is built on respect. I won't stand beside someone who destroys it." That line summed up everything. To this day, their names never cross on credits, and Leo made sure of it. His hate for Gibson wasn't just personal, it was moral. 2. Mark Wahlberg. Here lies one of the most infamous feuds of Leonardo's career. During The Basketball Diaries, a young Wahlberg was cast alongside DiCaprio. But Leo fought it. He didn't want Wahlberg. He thought he lacked the talent, the depth, the discipline. The set was hell. The two refused to speak, exchanged insults, and nearly came to blows. Producers had to separate them multiple times. Over the years, both men buried the hatchet, but insiders say the wound never fully healed. To this day, Leo keeps his distance. The hate that sparked in those early years burned deep, and though it cooled in public, privately it never disappeared. 1. Harvey Keitel. And finally, the name at the very top. Harvey Keitel, the man who once stood as a mentor figure for young actors. But for Leonardo, Keitel was the nightmare he never expected. During their time working together, Keitel reportedly belittled Leo, questioning his ability, mocking his method. At a time when DiCaprio was still proving himself, those words cut like knives. Leo carried that weight for years, the humiliation, the disrespect, the sense of betrayal. When DiCaprio rose to the top of Hollywood, he never forgot. Keitel represented the cruelty of an industry that tries to crush young talent before it blooms. And for Leo, that hate will never vanish. And there you have it. The 10 names Leonardo DiCaprio hated the most, from directors who broke his trust, to actors who clashed with his soul, to producers who tried to own him. Behind the glamour, this was the war. But here's the question. Do you think these names truly shaped DiCaprio's career? Or was his rise so powerful that even his enemies couldn't touch him?